Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. So Misfits 16 has been announced with FaZe Temper versus Josh Bruckner. And I can't lie, looking through the card, it looks like a good card to me. I mean, we have FaZe Temper versus Josh Bruckner, which I just said. Yachty Gang versus Argentinian King. I think that would be a good fight. And obviously seeing Waleed back is going to be Taylor good in this space went off on Jake Paul. He went off on his manager, Nakisa. He also spoke about the backlash that he's received, or that Misfits has received, or JJ has received for doing a 2v1 gimmicky type fight.
I'll tell you guys, I approached Bruckner, JMX, a few other guys that didn't make the tournament, and then when Papi Luisito pulled out, I tried Bruckner again, and he's like, actually, it works with my schedule now. I want to do it. So I think it's a banger of a fight, man. It's like, it's such a 50-50 fight. So I'm super excited about that one. If Waleed wins the tournament, that's exactly what will happen, you know? And but Ace Musa's got something to say about that. Um, Joey Knight would probably have something to say about that. So, you know, there's some good fights ahead of that. And I'm trying to make sure that all the semifinals happen, and we're up to date with the semifinals on one of the cards that are going to be upcoming, so we can have both the cruiserweight and the lightweight tournament on the same night, the finales.
Here, Amir Cashman Anderson. I noticed he was making his debut on the card. Does he have a confirmed opponent yet, or is that still something that's being worked out?
He I think we're almost there with his opponent. There's a few people we're speaking to. But
Awesome.
yeah, I'm super excited for him to make his debut. For those of you who don't know, uh, he's the number one amateur in the country. Um, won the Olympic trials. His pedigree is incredible. He's a future champion. So really, really excited to have him on the card making his debut.
Then speaks on the gimmicky aspect that people are talking about with JJ versus a 2v1 with Slim and Anthony Taylor.
Yeah.
Question is, what's your opinion on, obviously, you know how people are like, people have mixed reviews. This is slightly on board with KSI 2v1. What's your opinion on people like, obviously, there's some people that are criticizing it. What would you say to them that are criticizing it? Because let's be real, that's a W fight.
Wait, was there any
I mean,
criticism of
there
that
are
fight?
some people criticizing it mainly because there's some people that obviously AT has his little haters being like, oh, we don't want AT to fight, we don't want AT to fight. Some people saying, oh, we just want it to be KSI versus them. I don't know. Some people just not a lot of people, but there's some people who are criticizing it, and it was a comment that was sent to me that someone asked that.
Really? Like people actually complained
Some
about that
people are.
fight.
It's weird on Twitter. There's some people
I'm fucking with you. I have a Twitter
Yeah, I
too.
was
I see it. I did.
about to say, man.
Yeah, no, man.
Where you
I'm
been, man?
just
Where you
giving
been?
you a
Not on the
hard
internet.
time, bro. Yeah. No, listen. We have really big plans for KSI. And I'm really excited for it. He wasn't even really supposed to fight until the end of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's like in a matter of weeks we said, all right, he's like, I want to fight. um and obviously you guys know what happened with the Amir Khan fight. I think that would have been really fun, but it's a big fight like that it's months in the making sometimes, you know. It's months in the making, and it's not something that comes together overnight. So rushing that and announcing it and then not doing the promo properly and everything, it just wasn't going to work. It's like, um there was a lot. Put it this way, Amir Khan, really really cool to speak to him, and very down to earth, good guy. Like we had some great conversations about this. We had some great conversations about him fighting Slim, as well, and as you guys know. But when it came to moving quickly and getting the fight done and everything papered, it wasn't happening at the pace we needed it to happen at all. So instead of rushing it, we just said, okay, let's do this fight in the future, and just get, cross all the T's and dot the I's. At the end of the day, I think there has been, no matter what you do, I think we're in the most critical space of anyone. Like, it's crazy, especially on Twitter. Like when JJ challenged those guys, it was a pretty good reaction on other forms of social media. Like Instagram was mixed, YouTube was pretty positive, and Reddit was positive on the whole. It was mostly Twitter that was really, really like more negative than
Yeah.
positive. Um, and I think at the end of the day, him fighting two guys that his mindset was, I don't want to just fight Slim. I don't want to just fight AT, but I'll fight them both together, And I was like, all right, well, how do we do that? Like, it's got to be a tag team because you can't have the two at the same time in the ring. That's just, it won't get sanctioned by the governing body that we're working with. And what we're trying to push is for both of them to, if it's plausible and it can work safely, then if one of them gets knocked out, the fight carries on, and then um, we'll see what happens with the second fight of the night. So it's kind of like two fights in one night
Yeah.
almost, but at the same time. But yeah, I understand people's frustrations. I understand the mixed reactions, and um, there are certain things that are not always under your control, so you make. But personally, I'm so excited about it because it is on brand, and it's like, you got to remember, KSI has never said he wants to box Bivol. He's never said he wants to fight Canelo. He's never said these things. So it's it's an exciting fight within our framework. And there's so many things that I think a lot of the time what happens is fans look at what's straight in front of them. And I understand that, and I'm not criticizing them for that. But we try to think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead, and the setups that can come from that, and all the other things, that all the other situations that can arise from a fight like that.
Obviously, Jake Paul has announced recently that he will be fighting Mike Perry, and Mams Taylor was asked his opinion of Jake Paul fighting Mike Perry and whether he thinks it's a respectable opponent.
I think it's so difficult to answer that question. He's earned my respect by going into the
Yeah.
ring in the first place, right? So that's never been in question. I've always respected that he's done that. I feel like I feel like it's more of a case of, hey, I'm gonna get you. If I tell you I'm gonna get you a really, really beautiful steak, and then you turn up and but the steak is not really steak, it's just the outer layer, and underneath it is sardines. And I think I'm not referring to Mike Perry. I think that's just kind of what's been sold. Like, come on, selling the Mike Tyson thing as if it's going to be a competitive fight. The casual person who doesn't know boxing will be excited because of Iron Mike. But anyone who knows boxing knows that Mike was done 20 years ago, man. He said, I don't have it in me anymore. And he lost to a less than average boxer, you know? So I think things like that, and things like saying KSI is ducking when it's a strategic move to make KSI look like he's ducking at every opportunity he can, but in reality, his team don't want anything to do with fighting
Uh,
KSI. And it's not because there's bigger and better things, bro. It's because if KSI beats Jake, and that if is a possibility, say what you want, his style is not something Jake wants a part of. KSI is at his, it's a fair fight. They're both youngsters. They've both been training boxing. It's a fair fight at a fair weight. It's not something that Jake can recover from if he loses to KSI. And all of the tricks are out the bag at that point, and there's no more masking it. Look, losing to Tommy Fury, it's something that you can say, all right, you know what, this guy's been boxing since he was 3, he's got the Fury name, and you can bounce back from that, and he did a great job doing that. But he hasn't fought a boxer since Tommy Fury,
yeah.
right? And Mike Perry is not a boxer, but he's a tough guy. Now if Jake fought Mike Perry at 185, or a weight that Mike Perry's used to fighting at. Don't forget, Mike Perry was 175 in the UFC. If you fought him at 185, fair play. If he fought him bare knuckle at 200, fair play. But he's fighting Mike Perry and making him come up in weight to 200 pounds.
Then speaks about Jake Paul and Nikisa and the ducking that he thinks that they're doing, trying to avoid the JJ fight. I've already gave my opinion about this multiple times. I really don't want to repeat myself because I've already repeated myself when it comes to this whole JJ and Jake Paul fight already. Mams has already put receipts up from his point of view of him trying to negotiate the fight. So you guys just listen to what Mams said and form your own opinions of what you think.
Believe that. I think Jake has balls and I think he'd go for it. But I think Nikisa wants to. I can't say for sure, but I'd speculate that Nikisa probably is worried that he's going to lose that bag if he ends up fighting JJ. You know?
What? Jake is not losing that fight. Jake will completely smoke KSI easily.
Yeah,
That,
yeah, that's not
bro,
true.
what he
KSI beat
just.
the dog shit out of Jake
Yo,
Paul.
you're not gonna fight on Misfits. Shut the fuck up, bitch ass
Big
nigga.
Bobby, I love you.
Nah, Jake Paul
Hey,
beat the fuck out of him.
He. Let me tell you though, bro. If that's the case, if that's really the case, yeah. He just said yesterday. He just said yesterday that he would go down to one. What did he say? He'd go down to
yeah,
185 to do an MMA fight,
yeah.
right? Against Nate Diaz again. He already, literally, this is not cap. This is a fact. We were there to do the deal. There was a couple of things to be negotiated, but there were no deal breakers, bro. We said 180 with a 10-pound rehydration clause, and he agreed it, and then said we're gonna go fight Nate Diaz instead. Okay, changed the pathway completely. Now we're saying, okay, you know what? We'll do the 185. You can have the
Mm-hmm.
edge. You can have the edge because KSI's optimum weight is not 185, and I don't even think Jake Paul's optimum weight is. Okay, so people are saying like, oh, he's 230, bro. He ain't 230. Jake ain't 230 right now, and he's cutting weight to fight Mike Perry at 200 pounds. But he's put on a lot of mass in a short space of time. But at the end of the day, if he's saying I'll fight at 185 against Nate Diaz, why can't he just say I'll fight KSI at 185? And I'm not even saying we have to do it in December or we have to do it in February. They said let's do it in February. If they say let's do it next June, KSI gave the offer. He said let's do it whenever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. But no more advantages beyond that. There's no, bro. You saw my text to Nakisa, which
Yeah,
I
he's
had to, I
unprofessional for
had
that.
to.
Like, he could at least say, "I'm busy
Bro,
right now," like type shit, like with the Mike Tyson fight. But he didn't. He's unprofessional. That's why I don't like that nigga. But
well, he look, I came with the energy of like this would have never come to Twitter or anything like that. It would have been very, very professional and behind the scenes. Hey, Nakisa, we really want to do this fight. Let's make it happen. But at some point, when you see it all over Twitter, oh, KSI is ducking. Oh, Mams is the problem. That's why the fight's not happening. At that point, you're like, you know what? Let me show people that that's not the case. What's really going on is they don't want that KSI fight. I don't know if it's a
who
trainer. I don't know if it's
who's
Nikisa. I don't
they?
know if
It's
it's
only
Jake.
Nakisa.